going to show you how to run an ANCOVA, analysis of covariance. That's a relatively new one. We're looking for covariance here in the one-way between group ANOVA. I got this example. So we got 36 young clients from 12 to 25. They all have social anxiety disorder. So we split them up into 3 different groups, depending on the therapy they're getting. One was the control group. They didn't get anything. One got CBT, and the other one got client-centered therapy. And then afterwards, we ran a one-way between group ANOVA to see if there's any significant differences between the 3 therapies. Okay, now we did not give them a pre and a post, so we're just going to, split them up, give them the different therapies, and then check their anxiety scores after the therapy. That makes it a between group ANOVA. And then we're going to check to see if age is a significant covariate. And if it is, we're going to control for it and then rerun an ANCOVA. So let's pull up the data. The RCB. So we're going to run the ANOVA first. And I'm not checking for normality. That's something different now, okay? We're not checking for normality, but we're going to go for the regular ANOVA. All right, types of therapy is our fixed factor. Remember, factor means categorical variable. Social anxiety is the DV. And what are we going to check over here? We're going to check options. We always want descriptives, effect size, and power. And homogeneity variance, that's one of your assumptions. Click continue, click OK. Let's see what this ANOVA says today. And yeah, there's a big difference in the means, so there probably should be some significance in here somewhere. And according to the Levine's test, did not violate the assumption. Yay, that's good news. So here is our one-way ANOVA, and it is significant, right? The F score is 33, and the sig value is very small. And our eta squared is pretty darn big, 0.667. So now we know there's a significant difference in the depression scores based on the therapy. Let's see if age is in fact a significant covariate. But real quick, let's look at the assumptions for the ANCOVA or the covariate. Number one is the covariate, the variable, should already have been collected. So in other words, you cannot run a test, not get what you want, and go back and get more data and call one of them a covariate. That's a no-no, you can't do that. So the covariate already had to be measured, and the reliability, we're just assuming that's it. Now the covariates, if you got more than one, the correlations can't be too strong. It's going to trigger what we call multicollinearity and or autocorrelation, but again, you don't have to know that. And we're only using one covariate at a time, so this one doesn't really apply. Linearity, that's an assumption for everything. We're assuming that the covariate is a continuous variable. That's going to be your x-axis on the scatter plot we're about to make, is linearly related with the DV, and the DV in this problem is their anxiety scores. And then homogeneity of regression slopes, that means the slopes between the groups should be relatively the same. I'm going to show you how to do all that stuff real quick. Okay, so let's go back to the data. Covariate time. We go to Analyze, General Linear Model, Univariate. Everything's going to be the same. We're going to move the age into the covariate box. See that down there? Age, covariate box. Click. Boom. Everything else over here should be already clicked, so we're just going to leave that alone. And we're going to click OK. So we're going to have 3 options. It might be a significant covariate, and it might not be. And it might change a significant ANOVA into a non-significant ANOVA after you control for it, which would indicate that what's causing the changes in the DV, the variance in the DV, is the covariate. It's the age that's causing it, not the therapies. But let's see what it says here. And this first part is going to be the same. And did not violate the assumption. Yay, us. And here is the main box here. So we look at the age row, look across, and it is a significant covariate, right? So if it's significant in the ANOVA output box, it's a significant covariate. So age is, in fact, affecting everybody's anxiety scores based in all 3 groups, right? So And now after it's been controlled for, then you look down here to the therapy box. So if you look at the corrected model, that was before the covariate. And if you look at the name of the variable, that's after the covariate. So there was a little bit of a drop here. So age was, in fact, affecting everybody's anxiety scores at the same time, regardless of the therapy type. A little bit, not a whole lot. And again, sometimes after you covary a variable, right, after you control for a covariate, the original significant ANOVA becomes insignificant. It's not significant, or vice versa. If you have an insignificant ANOVA and you find a significant covariate, sometimes after controlling for it, it becomes significant. So one last thing I want to show you is the regression slopes. Let's go to graphs up here. And we're going to go to legacy, and we're going to go to scatterplot, scatter dot, click, click, click. And with these, your x-axis is always your dV, and your y-axis is always your continuous covariate. I'll say that again. When you're checking for the slopes of ANCOVA to be the same, the x-axis is always your covariate, and your y-axis is your dV. Okay, so we're going to click OK down here off the bottom. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to put in therapy types, and then we're going to click the OK button down on the bottom. Let me push it up so you can see it. Yeah, just go, boom. Okay. Now we're going to get this. We're going to get this bad boy plot. Now, hopefully, these lines will be, parallel. They don't have to be perfect, but they can't cross, right? If they cross, that means that one group is decreasing as the covariate increases, and the others are increasing. We don't want that. We all want them to basically be relatively parallel to each other. So you see the different colors. Red is the client-centered, blue is the no therapy, and the green is the CBT. I can barely see those colors. They should have made them a little bit brighter, but we're gonna double click on it. This little tiny box right here, it looks like a bunch of tentacles coming out of a right angle. That's the one. It splits them up into different groups, and it looks real pretty to me. And you'll see that they are basically all going in the same direction. And so if you look at it, right, as age increases, so does social anxiety. And that's true for all three groups. So that's how a covariate works. I hope this helped. MGZ out.